11 days after Christian saved 8 people from a bomb that killed 300, something woke up on the far side of the galaxy, and it knew exactly what he had done. It did not send a warning. It did not send a question. It sent itself, and it was already inside and around the ship.
Christian, wake them. Wake the families, now.
Sela. How many?
7, all 7. They have never all come at once, not in a billion years.
11 days ago, he reached into a single second of time and pulled 8 people out of a massacre. His friends, their children. He told them the truth, that he was not human, that he had watched the earth for 3 million years, that he had broken a law the size of a mountain to save them. What he had not told them was what the law was for. The families had been home for 11 days, trying to live impossible lives with an impossible secret. Marcus hadn't slept properly since. He'd stand in his children's doorway at 3 a.m. just to watch them breathe, because part of him still didn't believe they were real. And then, on the 11th night, all 8 of them woke up back on the ship.
No, not again. Christian, you said it was over. You promised me my kids were safe.
They are safe, Marcus. For now, I need you to listen and stay calm, because the next few minutes are going to be the most important of your life.
Calm? You dragged us out of our beds.
I didn't. They did. The families gathered close. 11 days ago, this ship had saved them. Tonight, it felt like a trap closing. Hannah, who still carried something of the higher dimension from when she was healed, stared at nothing and said she could feel them. "There's something wrong with how many there are," she whispered. "It's like standing in a room full of mirrors, and every mirror is you." That is exactly what it is, Hannah. And then the others arrived. Not ships, not creatures. Lights, 7 of them, each one vast enough to swallow a moon. Then they spoke, and they all spoke, with the same voice. "Brother, you reached in. You broke the law. You will answer."
Why do they sound like you?
Because they are me, Marcus. I told you I was one being with many extensions, a hand with many fingers. I did not tell you that the fingers do not always agree, and 7 of them have come a very long way to undo what I have done.
They cannot kill you, Christian. You are them, and they are you. But there is something they can do.
Then say it. Whatever it is, say it.
They can vote to put the second back, to return that one moment of time to the way it was always meant to unfold. And if they do, you were never pulled out. None of you. The bomb takes everyone, the 300 and the 8 of you. You would simply never have been.
Then fight them. You folded space. You rebuilt my friend, atom by atom. You've lived 3 million years. Fight.
I cannot fight myself, Marcus. And even if I could, a part of me agrees with them. And then the 7 lights resolved, not into 7, but into voices, each a different version of the same soul. One burned hot and impatient. One was almost gentle, almost sorry. And one, the largest, the dimmest, the oldest, did not seem angry at all, only tired, older than the earth. And it asked the question the entire story had been hiding.
Do they know yet, brother? Have you told your friends why we are forbidden to reach in? Have you told them what your love may have already cost their entire species?
No.
Then let them hear it from you. Tell them what the earth is.
Humanity is not being watched. Humanity is being grown. You are an experiment, the most fragile, most precious experiment in this arm of the galaxy. Not to see if you survive, to answer one question the universe has never been able to answer. Can a species learn to save itself with no God to catch it, no hand reaching in? Can it become something that deserves to be free on its own? Every time one of us reaches in, every miracle, every rescue, every flood survivor who should have drowned, every child a watcher could not bear to lose, the experiment resets. The species stays a child, kept, safe, loved, and never, ever free.
300 people died in that restaurant, brother. And as terrible as it was, as much as it broke your heart, it was a step this species needed to take on its own. To grieve, to rebuild, to choose freely, never to do such a thing to each other again. And you stole that step for 8 people you happened to love.
And for the first time, the families understood the size of what had happened to them. They were not just survivors. They were a wound in something vast and ancient. It was Sophie who finally spoke, shaken, reaching for reason. "That can't be the whole rule," she said. "People are saved every day. A stranger pulls a kid from a river. A doctor restarts a heart. That's humans reaching in for each other. How is that different?" It isn't different, Sophie. It's the opposite. When one of you reaches in for another with no power, no certainty, nothing but love in your own 2 hands, that is the experiment working. That is the species learning to save itself. The law is not no one may be saved. The law is we may not save you. You must learn to save each other. And 11 days ago, I forgot which side of that line I was supposed to stand on. So it came down to a vote. 3 to put the second back, 3 to let them live. Until the only one left was the eldest, the tiebreaker. And it turned, not to Christian, but to Marcus.
You decide, little one. He broke the law for you, so you will carry it. Your children live, and perhaps your species stays a child forever. Or they return to that second, and humanity takes its first true step alone. Is love that keeps a thing small still love? Or is the truest love the kind that lets go? Choose.
And the ship went silent. Marcus looked at his son, asleep, trusting him completely. He was being asked to be the villain of his own life, so that strangers 1,000 years from now could be free. He opened his mouth, and in the silence before he could speak, it was not Marcus who answered. It was the smallest one. Clara, 3 years old, awake. She walked, past her mother past Christian, past the vote that would decide whether she had ever existed, straight toward the oldest thing in the room. And she lifted both arms, the way a child does when she wants to be picked up.
Clara, no, come back.
But she wasn't afraid. She looked up at the vast, tired light that had come to erase her, and in the smallest voice on the ship, she said, "You look sad. Don't be sad." And she reached out, not to be saved, not to beg, to comfort it. A 3-year-old offering love to the thing that came to undo her, expecting nothing back.
Christian, in a billion years, has anyone ever reached for them?
No. We are the ones who watch. We are the ones who reach in. No one has ever reached for us. And something happened that had not happened since before the earth had a name. The eldest, who had watched 1 billion years of suffering and never once been touched by any of it, went very, very still. Because the child had just answered the question, not with words, with her hands. I've been waiting 1 billion years to see one of them reach in with nothing but love and no power at all. I came here to undo 8 lives, and the smallest of them just reached out to save me. The eldest cast its vote, and it was not the vote it came to cast. They live, all of them. Not because you saved them, Christian, but because they are already becoming what we hoped they would be. And I will carry this night to the others, so that no finger of ours ever reaches into this world again. They no longer need us to. They have her. And one by one, the 7 lights dimmed and turned and went home across distances that have no names, leaving 8 humans alive on a ship made of stars, and a God who had finally been forgiven. Lena pulled Claire into her arms and wouldn't let go. Marcus wept, not from grief this time, and Christian knelt down in front of a 3-year-old girl and did something he had never once done in 3 million years. He said, "Thank you. You saved all of us, little one, and you'll never even remember it." He returned them home before dawn. The children woke in their own beds, and the world went on, turning quietly beneath the ones who watch, a little freer than it had been the night before. But as the eldest crossed back into the dark that night, it slowed. Just once. Because it had felt something it could not explain. "Brother, the child should not have been able to reach me. No human has ever touched what we are. Something is waking in them, sooner than we planned. And we are not the only old thing in this universe that will feel it stir. For 3 million years, I was the one watching over them." That was the night I realized something else had started watching too.